Welcome, I am Arun Vijay. Let us discuss a problem in vertical motion. A ball is thrown vertically upwards with a velocity of 20 meters per second. Now just imagine figuratively a ball is thrown vertically upwards with a particular velocity. As the ball is thrown vertically upwards, due to its movement against the gravity, it tends to lose all its velocity, and finally the ball's velocity will become zero. Okay, at some position and at some point of time. Now, the first question is all about that particular height at which the ball's velocity becomes zero. And the second question is all about the time taken by the ball to reach that height. And third question is all about a return. Okay, that's the final velocity. As the ball reaches the maximum height with 0 meters per second velocity, it will try to return back to its original position. Okay, while it is doing so, the velocity of the ball tends to increase because of the Earth's acceleration due to gravity, and it will hit the Earth with a particular velocity. The third question is all about that particular velocity. And the fourth question is the total time taken by the ball. During its forward movement, that is upward movement, it will take time t1. And during its return movement or downward direction movement, it will take time t2. So summing up these two times, we will get the final answer. Now, before getting into the problem, we should be familiar about these three equations, which are the governing equations in linear motion. In order to extend these three equations to the vertically moving bodies, particularly in vertically upward motion, we should replace all the A in terms of minus G because the moment is against the gravity. In order to extend these three equations to the vertically downward moving bodies, we need to replace all A with plus G because it is towards the Earth. Of course, we know G is equal to 9.81 meters per second square for Earth. I am dividing the problem into two parts. The first part is the movement of the ball from the ground to the height, and the second part is the return of the ball from its maximum height to the ground level. Okay, the initial velocity of the ball is given in the given data, and as I have previously told, the final velocity will be zero because it is moving against the gravity. At some point of time it will lose all its velocity and final velocity of the ball will become zero. Okay, now calculating the time, I am using the rectilinear motions formula, and I am modifying that with respect to gravity, substituting all the given datas. I find t equal to 2.04 seconds. That is the time taken by the ball to reach the maximum height. Next, we shall find the height with respect to this formula, extending this formula with respect to gravity, and substituting the given datas. We can predict the S value, that is 20.38 meter. By using another one formula also, we can find the S value, which gives the same answer as we have calculated previously. I am leaving this part to viewers' concern. Now moving to the second part, that is after becoming zero velocity, after ball's zero velocity, it will try to return back to the Earth's fold. So it goes on, increases its velocity because of Earth's acceleration due to gravity, and with a particular velocity it will hit the ground. Okay, that is the question all about. With v square minus u square equal to 2as, and modifying with respect to vertically downward motion, I am writing this formula here and substituting all the data here. We can get the final velocity with which the ball hits the ground. Okay, in between we are having here that v square equal to 3999. In order to remove the square, I am taking the square root on both the sides. So finally we will get v equal to 19.9 meters per second. Okay. Next, I am calculating the time t2, the time taken by the ball to travel from the highest position to the ground level. So extending the rectilinear motions formula here, the final t t2 can be calculated. But the question is all about the total time. That is the time taken by the ball to the vertically upward movement plus the time taken by the ball for its vertically downward movement. We have already predicted t1 and t2. By summing up those two values, we will get the total time taken by the ball, that is 4.08 seconds. Okay. Now I have framed a problem for your practice, and you can pause the video and you can practice this. I have given the solution, procedure and answer in this slide. Similarly, I have framed a second question also. You can pause the video and you can practice this. For your reference, I have given the solution, procedure and answers here. Okay. With this, I am concluding this video. Thank you.